Hello students, very good morning. Today I am going to start with a new chapter, that is matter around us pure? Students, we bring so many consumable items from the market, right? For example, salt, ghee, milk, spices, rice, or some juices, right? So how do we judge whether the milk, ghee, butter, the salt, spices, mineral water, or juice that we buy from the market are pure? So ಇದನ್ನ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? Students, have you ever noticed the word pure which is written on the pack of these consumable items, for example ghee, milk, right? So for a common person, pure means having no adulterations. Okay, there is no adulteration in any consumable items. But for a scientist, all these things are actually a mixture of different substances. Okay, for a common person, it's pure means it is not an adulterant, but for the scientist it is a mixture of so many substances or so many things. Hence, according to the scientists, these substances are not pure. For example, if you bring a milk from the market, milk is actually a mixture of water, fats, proteins, etc. Right? So when a scientist say that something is pure, it means that all the constituent particles of that substance are the same in their chemical nature. So for a common person, this milk contains proteins, some carbohydrates, and some amount of water. But for a scientist, pure means this milk should be made up of only one kind of substance. When a scientist says that something is pure, it means that all the constituent particles of that substances are the same in their chemical nature. Okay, the chemical nature of the substance should be same. And a pure substance consists of a single type of particles. The milk should be made up of only one kind of particles. In other words, we can say as a substance is pure single form of matter. Okay, it should be a pure single form of matter. And as we look around, we can see that most of the matter around us exists as a mixture of two or more components, right? For example, seawater, minerals, soils, etc. They are all mixtures, right? In the seawater, there is a many composition. This water may contain so many minerals. So all the matter which is surrounding us, it is a mixture. What is mixture? So mixture are constituted by more than one kind of pure form of matter. It is called a mixture. So when you mix two different pure form of matter, it is called as mixture. Students, you have learnt about this mixture and the types of mixture in the previous year. So there are two types of mixture. One is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So according to your syllabus, I am starting with a separating the components of a mixture. According to your latest syllabus, so I am starting with this separating the components of a mixture. So we have learned that most of the natural substances are not chemically pure. Okay, so there are different methods of separation, and these are used to get a individual components from a mixture. So the separation makes it possible to study and use the individual components of a mixture. So this is one advantage of separating the mixture. So we can study the components of individual substances. Students, we have already learnt about different types of mixtures. One is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous means throughout the component it is only one kind of particles will be present. That is homogeneous. So heterogeneous means a substance which is made up of two or more different types of substances or different types of constituents. So coming to this separation, heterogeneous mixtures can be separated into their respective constituents by simple physical methods. Okay, so they are like hand picking, sieving, and filtration. So that we use in our day-to-day life, right? So if you mix some small stones and small stones with the rice, you can easily separate this by hand picking or sieving method. Sometimes special techniques have to be used for the separation of the components of a mixture. Let us study different kinds of separation of components of a mixture. First method is, so how can we obtain colored component? Colored component means dye from blue or black ink. Students, we know that this ink is made up of a dye. Dye means a color. Dye and a water. So all the inks are made up of this dye and water. So how can we separate this dye and water? So there is one activity for this, that is, so first what we have to do is, we have to take a beaker and fill half a beaker with a water, and on the mouth of this beaker we have to keep a watch glass. Watch glass means it is like a glass material. So watch glass on the mouth of the beaker and put few drops of ink on the watch glass. So now start heating with the help of a spirit lamp or a burner. We can heat. So now start heating the beaker. So we do not want to heat this ink directly. So you will see the evaporation. You will see the evaporation. You can see here some vapors are visible. So by the you will see the evaporation is taking place from the watch glass, and continue to heating as the evaporation goes on. Evaporation goes on, and stop heating when you do not see any further change on the watch glass. Okay, until then you have to heat. Okay, you should continue to heat as the evaporation goes on, and stop eating when you do not see any further change on the watch glass. So by that you can observe, so evaporation process has taken place. So by this activity we can infer that, we find that ink it is a mixture of dye means it is a color, and a water. Okay, so all the ink is made up of dye and water. So by this evaporation process all the water will get evaporated, and thus we can separate the volatile compound. This volatile means, so some vaporizing substances. Okay, volatile means vaporizing substances from the non volatile solute by the method of evaporation. Here water get evaporated and the only ink is remained. So by this evaporation process we can separate dye and water in the ink. This is one method. So next method of separation is, how can we separate cream from milk? So nowadays we get full cream, toned milk, and double toned varieties of milk packets, right, in a polypacks or tetra packs in the market. So these varieties of milk contain different amount of fat. There are some applications of centrifugation. First one is, it is used in diagnostic laboratories for blood and urine test. Okay, so this process is this method is using in a diagnostic laboratories for blood and urine test, and it is used in a dairies and home to separate butter from cream. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈ ತರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಈ ತರ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಫ್ಯೂಗೇಷನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು by churning the milk we can separate a butter from cream. So and it is used in a washing machine to squeeze out water from wet clothes. Okay, it helps in squeezing out of water from the wet clothes. These are the applications of centrifugation. There is one activity to separate a cream from milk. So for that, so we have to take some full cream milk in a test tube, and we have to centrifugate, means centrifuge it is by using a centrifuging machine. So this is a centrifuging machine. So we have to put some amount of creamy milk into the test tube, and this centrifuging machine works on the principle of centrifugal force. So these test tubes will rotate 4,000 or 5,000 times per minute. Okay, so by this process, based on the weight of the content which is there in the test tube, so it will settle. If the particles are having more weight, they'll settle down, and the lighter particles will be there in the top. So by this way we can remove, we can separate so lighter particles and the heavier particles which is there in the milk. Suppose if this centrifugation material it is not available in schools and some colleges, so for that there is another method to separate full cream from the milk. Suppose if centrifuging machine is not available, we can use this milk churner. So ಈ ತರ ಮೊಸರು ಕಡಿಯೋದು ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಈ ತರ. It is used in the kitchen. So by churning this milk, we can separate a butter from the milk, right? It is called as milk churning. So by centrifugation method, or by using this milk churning process, we can separate a cream from milk. Sometimes the solid particles in a liquid, okay, even liquids also have some small particles of solids. So it is very small and they can pass through a filter paper. For such particles, filtration technique cannot be used for separation because they can pass through these pores of the filter paper. So such mixtures are separated by this centrifugation method. The principle is that so denser particles are forced to the bottom, and the lighter particles stay at the top of when you spun rapidly. Okay, so heavier particles will settle down and the lighter particles will be stay at the top.